What is up, my bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to another video. We've got coffee, got a good podcast, now it's time to go get some work done.
I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things?
Hey, I don't feel like we've had much of a conversation yet today. It's now 1 o'clock. I've just been working for the last 3 or 4 hours this morning, trying to get shit done. Had some breakfast at about 11 o'clock, so I fasted up until then. It's now though time for some lunch, so I'm heading home. Something just arrived in the post. I think I know what it is. That's right, Bodyweight Warrior t-shirts should be here. If you're in the UK mainland, then they should have come before this video was uploaded. If you're in the EU or the rest of the world, then it should be within the next week if all goes well. Firstly, a huge thank you to everyone who did invest and buy a t-shirt. I really do appreciate the support, and I'm just happy that I can share something that I wanted to do and I thought would be cool with all of you guys. For those who didn't get a chance to buy it, it was only available for a week. Maybe not the best publicized by myself. So over summer I will be doing some more stuff, but for now it was an exclusive limited run just to kind of see what people wanted. I hope you guys enjoy your orders. If you did get one, then drop me a message on Instagram, tag me in a photo, drop a comment down below, let me know, and spread the love. I also got one in straight black, which I think actually looks a bit nicer than the grey, but why not have both? Believe it or not, there is a point to today's vlog that I've actually thought about in advance, and that is how to keep your food simple and healthy. I got 4 bits of advice related to the 4 meals that I'm gonna eat in today's video. So since we've already had meal number 1, I may as well tell you what that point is. Point number 1. Number 1 is preparation. As you saw from my morning breakfast meal, just your standard kind of healthy salad. All I do is I pick 1 leafy green, pick another couple of vegetables that I chop up and throw in, maybe throw in some raw cheese, avocado, a protein sauce, which in this case was a mackerel and egg, and then just some olive oil dressing on top. Spent 10 minutes last night chopping that up, throw it in a box, put it in the fridge, have it in the morning. I don't have to think about it when I get up, I can just get up and go and get work done. As the saying kind of goes, if you fail to prepare, then you're preparing to fail. And this kind of leads me on to point number 2. So number 2 is simplicity. Now, to show you what I mean by simplicity, I'm actually going to go and make lunch. For lunch, I have oats. I soaked these overnight in water and vinegar. Wait. There you are. So I soaked 1 cup of oats in 1 cup of water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now all I have to do is dump this in a pan, heat it up, and lunch. So there you have it, guys, a super simple soaked oatmeal that took 5 minutes to cook. I additionally put in 100 grams of frozen berries because they give a really nice flavour to the oatmeal. They add that sweetness, that tanginess, but very minimal carbs and lots of micronutrients and good stuff. And I also added a tablespoon of coconut oil for some good fats. I'm also eating 2 hard-boiled eggs, which I did last night in addition to the one you saw this morning for that extra protein. In the description down below, I'll either link to or provide a recipe for every meal I ate today, just to give you an example to get started. By the way, the macros for this meal will include some dark chocolate and coffee, which I'm gonna have afterwards. I'm a little bit addicted, all right? Cappuccino and some dark chocolate to finish up today's lunch. Gotta go back in, do some more work, but for now, time for a little bit of spring sunshine and peace.
I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior,
So it is now 4:30. I've just basically finished my dissertation, which is freaking rad feeling. I'm gonna go submit that tomorrow. It's kind of a really nice day outside. Again, what is it with these vlogs and nice weather? I think though, it's actually warm enough to have a good session outside. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna go have the training session outside, but first I need to grab a pre-workout snack, shake, which I'll put in the description down below, as always, of everything. So let's get it. So, as you might be able to tell from the luminous color of this liquid, I'm trying Beetroot Powder pre-workout for nitrates. Pretty efficacious in terms of what they provide, so see how that one goes.
Dancing moment left. I need
So I wanted to share a couple of clips with you just to remain honest and share my genuine position with where I'm at in terms of training. I thought I would post these muscle ups simply because I haven't trained the muscle up for like 2 to 3 years. So my actual bar muscle up is pretty crap, as you can see. The form is far from perfect, and I can kind of do singles and doubles when I tested on this particular day. Although I was pretty happy to kind of do a negative into a front lever and then the meat hook. That was kind of cool. And then also, again, trying to remain honest with you guys about where I'm at. This Stauder press, this is kind of the best attempt I got. It was very bent arm, didn't really manage to hold the handstand. It was kind of just one of those days where I wasn't feeling particularly strong in terms of my body weight. I was kind of feeling heavy, and that's because I'm kind of coming to the end of the cycle. So I chose to go for a little bit more of a pumpy session, keep the reps higher, keep the rest a little bit higher, and just go through the basics. The first pushing movement I went for was pseudo planche push-ups. I'm doing these actually because I've had a bit of golfer's tendonitis in my elbows from doing so much supinated pulling work in terms of one-arm chin-up training. So I'm kind of throwing back in these as well as Frenchie pull-ups just to kind of work through the motion, but try not to exacerbate the tendonitis that I'm currently kind of getting. I don't have any pain doing supinated pulling like these Frenchie pull-ups, which is when you do kind of explosive pull-ups, but you pause in 5 different places. The first being completely locked off, the second being at 45 degrees, the third that you're watching now being at 90 degrees, then working back down to kind of 120 degrees, and then finally just to a scapular engaged position. The really nice thing about this is you're only performing 5 reps in total, but you get a lot of time under tension, and it's really nice for improving lock-off strength and getting some blood flow into those elbows. I don't have any pain when doing pronated pulling movements. It's only when I do supinated, so I'm kind of taking a break for a couple of weeks, head back into it strong, and hopefully I'll be recovered. Next, I'm moving on to some standard elevated pike push-ups. Usually I would like to do these with a deficit so I can get a little bit more range of motion when it comes to going down, but I was just in a park so I didn't have that. But again, not feeling too bad with this movement. It is slowly getting stronger, but it is a damn struggle. Then the second pulling movement was the front lever pulls. Just working from a straight dead hang, working on starting and controlling the movement just with the scap. To make this movement more challenging, you can basically not let your knees go under the bar. If you're trying to keep your legs on the other side of the bar, you're going to maintain time under tension throughout the entire movement. It actually makes it considerably harder. But again, front lever's on maintenance at the moment, so not too concerned about that one. Then finishing up with a little bit more of a mass gain standard kind of pushing movement, and that is these kind of semi-Bulgarian dips. I wasn't going as wide as maybe you should do of normal Bulgarian dips, but that was simply because I don't think I can get 8 reps when it comes to doing standard. So kind of grinding these out, definitely one of my favorite exercises for getting a nice pump into the chest. And I paired these with just some standard tuck front lever rows. Usually I would do some sort of archer row here, but again, as I said, I'm trying to keep in that neutral or pronated grip for my pulling movements at the moment. Finally, I finished on up with some overhead tricep extensions, and damn does this shot look really nice. I didn't even realize as I was filming it, but it's just kind of one of those cool looking shots. Again, this one is really helping with the golfer's elbow tendonitis stuff, overhead tricep extension work, and also again for that carryover into the handstand push-up. These ones were done at a little bit higher reps. I was kind of going for 8 to 10, and then I was pairing that with some hanging cobra stretch just on a single ring, and I like to do a complex of 20 seconds in the front position and then 20 seconds in each of the side positions respectively, working a whole chain of muscles throughout your body because you're getting that kind of global stretch. But that is it, and back to the vlog.
So that sums up today's workout. Actually turned out pretty awesome. Lots of fun, nice pumpy session, and it's so good to be back training outdoors and not being freezing cold. Because we've finished the workout, that does mean it's time for our post-workout snack. Let's head home. So we got the post-workout meal of this like sticky chocolate pudding, and I also threw some organic rice puff things in there as well, just kind of for a bit of crunch. This kind of brings me on to point number 3, continuing from our conversation earlier about my 4 tips on simple healthy food. Make it delicious. If the food you eat is bland and boring and dull and you just don't like doing it, then guess what? You're not going to keep on doing it. And most of the challenge when it comes to being healthy and getting fitter and getting leaner and building strength is consistency. You have to do it day in, day out. You can miss things here and there, you have some leeway, but at the end of the day, the majority of the time, you've got to enjoy doing what you're doing. Kind of goes back to what I was talking about in last week's episode, which was all about patience and process. You've got to love the process. You've got to love what you're doing on an in, day out basis. So making your food delicious and healthy will mean that you're more likely to stay on track and really enjoy your food, which is what it's there for. What I've got here is a banana, chocolate, maca, cinnamon, mashed up all together with a bit of coconut water, and then some Rice Krispies on top. It's all whole foods, super delicious, kind of a bit of a naughty treat. Time to catch up on the Facebook group and the YouTube comments while I enjoy this. There you have it, guys, the final meal of the day. You may have seen this one before. It's the Thai poached chicken with some rice, kale, coriander, chili. Super easy, really damn delicious. And it brings me on to point number 4. And that is repeatability. See how I did it? Because, you know, I've done it before in another episode. Repeatability is important because, as I said, kind of with making it delicious, it's something you've got to do day in, day out. You've got to be able to maintain whatever it is you're doing, whatever level of commitment to that healthy eating it is. Make sure you can do it day in, day out. Make sure it's repeatable. Make sure it's routine that suits you. This is going to vary from individual to individual, and it's just going to require a little bit of experimentation to find out what suits you, what you like to eat, what timings, how much preparation is involved, what sort of complexity of cooking, etc. Just like movement, you want to get out there, experiment, and try as many things as possible and find what suits you. But that is kind of it for today. Macros for the day were pretty solid, I think. Kind of in the usual range, maybe a little bit higher fat than usual. Feeling pretty strong currently, still sticking around that 89 kilos, so we have dropped a little bit. I'm feeling leaner, but still a little bit more to go to reach my goals. But that is the end of episode 8, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. If you want to leave your opinion, do so in the comment section below. Ask any questions you have. I always respond to comments. If you want to share this intro now, if you want to share this video with a friend, then I would really appreciate you doing that. But that has been it for this week, guys. Have a strong week and peace.